creeping down that aisle. You got your basket in hand, you're looking over your shoulder, you're hoping that nobody notices you. Yes, I see you put that texturizer in that basket. I know, because I've been there. So I'm gonna give you in this video 5 reasons not to texturize your hair. And I think some of the reasons you might be surprised. I know, because I did it. It's actually higher maintenance. Yes, you heard me right. Texturized hair for me was a lot more higher maintenance than my natural hair. Why? Because my hair was actually a lot weaker. I was constantly babying my hair, trying to fluff it up, trying natural hairstyles that didn't really look the same. I literally had to I had to baby my hair, really. I'm constantly nursing the new growth in preparation to texturize again. It was just a hot mess, you guys. I just felt like it's so much more lower maintenance taking care of my natural hair. Absolutely, hands down, no questions asked. I want you guys to put your Instagram handles inside the comments for anyone who's watching this who's thinking about texturizing, because I know my natural hair gang is also watching this. Put your handles if you do little tutorials on Instagram or you talk about natural type 4 hairs, just to give these people some encouragement. I want you guys to share so that I can come and check you out as well. Number 4, the risk of overprocessing your hair is actually a lot higher when you're texturizing. Why, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you. The reason is because for a lot of us, when we're going to texturize our hair, we're just trying to loosen it up just a little bit. So the separation between the texturized hair and the natural hair is not as clear. Not only can it be inconsistent, it's just the risk of overlapping is a lot higher, which then will lead to breakage, which is actually the opposite of what we actually want, right? So yeah, it's just overprocessing the hair, especially if you're doing it yourself here on YouTube. That's probably why you're here. It's so much higher. Number 3, you're not gonna get the texture that you want. If you're watching this, you're probably a type 4 hair and you're looking at all of these people who've texturized, who have different textures of hair than you, and they're turning out with these loose curls and they're whipping their comb through their hair, and you're like, I just want curly hair. Listen, sis, you're probably not gonna get curly hair. In fact, if your hair doesn't have a curl pattern, it's impossible for you to get a curly hair. It's just gonna take the pattern that you have and elongate that pattern. So the results are gonna vary so much, and I wish that I could promise you that you're gonna get something that you're not, but for a lot of people, it does not turn out that way. Number 2, it dries out your hair over time. If you think about the chemical bonds of your hair, when you're using a texturizer or a relaxer, it's actually breaking down the bonds, which means that your hair will become more porous. It's great because sometimes you're able to let more moisture in, but that also means that more moisture can leave the strand of the hair. That is what happened to me. It doesn't happen to everyone, but a lot of people, and from the research that I've seen, their hair does get drier over time. So when I first texturized my hair, I thought it was cool. I was like, I think my hair is good. It feels moisturized. It's a lot more shiny. But then over time it just got drier and drier and drier, and it honestly was a nightmare to detangle. So I was trying to get away from detangling my natural hair only to detangle my texturized hair, and it was just a mess. Number 1, wigs and weaves are an option. Locks are also an option. I remember I made this video back in the day that said that I'm just tired of my natural hair, and so many of you were writing like in the comments. I mean, that's probably one of my most commented videos. People agreeing with me and people just saying, hey, like, try locks, try wigs. And at the time I was just thinking, I just don't want to deal with my hair at all. Like, let me just do me. Let me just get the hair looking the way that I need it to look. Like, I just didn't feel like detangling my hair anymore. So I understand how you feel. However, now that I'm on the other side of things, I kind of wish that I would have just did a long-term protective style, got me some braids, or just kept wearing wigs over and over again. That's what I do now when I get tired. I'm not exempt. I sometimes get tired of my hair. Sometimes I just want to live my life and not worry about the shrinkage. I get it, sis, I get it. But let me tell you, if you will know if it's just a phase, if you just go through like 3 to 6 months of protective styling your hair, I think for most of us, we start missing our hair again. So give it a try. And bonus number 6, remember why you went natural. And I say this because I'm speaking to myself, my former self. I wish I would have said this. Just remember why you went natural. Don't forget about the burns. Don't forget about the scrapes. Don't forget about the overprocessing and the breakage and just the agonizing time of like waiting the 6 to 8 weeks with the new growth. Just remember that. I think sometimes when we've been natural for a while, we sort of forget. Just like being in a bad relationship, we only want to think about the good times and not the bad times. Girl, sis, think about when you was in that chair itching to go and wash your hair because your scalp was burning and you had the scabs. Think about that. Like, remember why you went natural. Remember how beautiful you look when you look in the mirror and you're able to accept yourself for the way that you are. If there were no wigs, if there were no relaxers, if there were no texturizers, when I look in the mirror, I love who I am, and I'm like, wow, like I've actually gotten to a place where I actually like myself without all of that stuff. Don't throw that away. Let's get this conversation started. If you are gonna texturize, go ahead and put in why. And if you're gonna stay natural, go ahead and put in why down in the comments down below. Now, if you watch this video and you're like,
sis, I'ma still texturize my hair. I don't care what you're saying right now. I just had it.
at least watch my video that's entitled The Mistakes That I Made Texturizing My Hair. Don't make the mistakes that I made if you're going to go ahead and do it. I'm not judging you, I'm just saying use precaution, okay? The video's here, click it now, watch it, avoid my mistakes. Mwah! I love you. See you next video. Bye.